All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3. This is Grimgore's campaign continued. Grimgore has been recruiting his Black Orc units at the very top of Icebrewer for several turns now. We also have some big Orc heroes that are going to be joining his army as well. He is almost ready to slay. In between episodes, Twitch Chat and I took a very hard look at really the diplomacy in play all around our borders, and I think we have a plan. We previously had non-aggression pacts with several of the Skaven factions surrounding us, namely Clan Ferric and Clan Rictus. Now, I got mad because they stopped the aggression pact, so I was, thinking, very orc stuff. Oh, go smash, orc mad. But if we take a second and really look at what we see here, Clan Rictus didn't like us attacking the vampires that we just took down, but they do like the fact that we attacked the Western provinces and that we attacked Imric in the past. Well, the Western provinces just so happen to have declared war against us, and they are moving out of the Glade. The Grand Cathay is expanding and pushing west. This is on the southern end of our continent. So if we attack these guys, naturally, the Skaven in the area are going to be like, oh, Grimgore's not too bad. All right. Same kind of thing up top. We might be able to get Clan Ferric to like us again if we bring the war to the Slayers in the mountain range to the west. Now, I have been paying back paying with money, Kolek and his Norska ally above them to make sure that they don't attack us. So still, we're pretty clear on our northeastern side for the time being. However, we are the #1 strength in the game, and that means eventually the Ever-Chosen will come for us. And he, unfortunately, is right about here. So that will happen soon. Another reason I don't want any trouble with Kolek just yet is he does have scouts that aren't supposed to be here scouting around my mountain range. Speaking of my mountain range, on the eastern side, we have been trying desperately to catch up with these savage orcs. They're a nomadic tribe. They spawned from nothing, and they've been just beating the crap out of every building that they can get their hands on. There's a silver lining to this. At least my army is in position to take it to the Cathay. But if we don't clean those orc up soon, we will be in big trouble. That being said, the vampires are dead. We have a way into the mountain range, and hopefully we will be able to attack west soon in today's episodes. Don't forget, if you guys are enjoying the series, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button. Helps us out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. And hey, if you want to see more, the easiest way to stay up to date with our campaign is to subscribe to the channel. All right, this was the end of turn 51. Let's roll it over. Imric just died, and we'll see what kind of trouble we get into. Oh, well, they did that pretty quick. I was trying to get an army ready for this attack. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that happened, and the Black Fortress might fall here. Which, if it does, that was my recruitment center. Okay, it looks like they just looked at it and then left. All right. Oh, here we go. Now this is getting interesting. We have a hero flanking around in the eastern mountains to get to us. 128 factions remain. Wait, are they asking for a non-aggression pact?
Your guts tonight.
Yes! I will take this treaty! Let the record show that I have done diplomacy! I'm sick of chasing these fucking guys around! I'm gonna take the money! They're probably gonna attack me again in 2 more turns. Probably. Okay. As that middle thing turned over, 129 factions remain. Remember, we started at 275. So half of them have been eliminated. We also just see the confederacy of some of the Glade towards the northern province. That kind of sucks. I've spoken about this before, but basically the biggest power in the Glade usually confederates all of them to become one main faction. So it's now our goal to make the western provinces weak enough that the northern provinces can indeed take it over. I'm going to send some money to the northern provinces and just kind of line their pockets a little bit. They won't like that I'm attacking their friend. But if they ever confederate, they'll have a history of, you know what, Grimgore gave us money that one time. It was pretty sick. Pretty nice of him to do that. All right, let's get these heroes into this army. They should have been in there already, but that's okay. Now with Grimgore and his Black Orc, I'm going to stick to the plan. I'm not going to attack Kolek. I'm going to head west, and we're going to head towards those Slayer Mountains. Meanwhile, we do have some money sitting around to pay Kolek if we need to. Also considering paying the war host of the apocalypse. Although I don't know if, like, if our relationship is good, he would still attack me if I'm the strongest, right? I have a feeling he would. I have a feeling he would. Let's not forget that we did have a lot of money tied up in recruitment. That was unfortunately interrupted. So let's see if I can get that going again. Oh, good Lord. Oh, yeah, that's not looking good. Okay, Argor is going to continue to recruit. Meanwhile, Narla is going to march stance east. We got to get ahead of these western provinces, guys. We have 2 turns left on this recruitment, so this guy is going to join us last, it looks like. But if I can't, no more Regiment of Renown. If I take that city again, this guy is definitely going to come attack. It might be in our best interest to cancel this recruitment for now and march. Doesn't feel good to do that, but having more green skin in the area is going to persuade these guys to act differently and hopefully not just siege us. With the alliance that we just formed with these savage orcs, it looks like they are doing a bit of the sieging for me. So I'm just going to continue to follow these guys. As they move south and hit these buildings, they'll just sack them. They'll just raid them, beat them up a little bit, and then keep on moving. And then Ardafulatif might be able to just scoop these up right behind this guy as they are moving through, theoretically. We're going to get some very basic units in for Dusty's army. We just need to have something here just in case he's attacked. And in 2 more turns, we are going to be building the wall here as well. I do think I am going to put some walls and granite spikes. I've been looking at this for a little while. We've thought about it a few times. Having walls and granite spikes, Blizzard Peak, and Ice Spewer, which we already have those there, just means that if the northern Chaos Wastes do decide to siege us, we at least have a little bit of sustain there. In that same vein, we should put a wall here in the Vale of the Titans. Unfortunately, this place has been completely raided by those orcs that have been moving around. It is possible that we lose this settlement if we don't go back, and I already moved away. So if they do take it, that's fine. We'll just take it back. We need to build up this mountain range and make sure it's defensive. This looks like the only entrance in, though. So if we get the Vale of the Titans back up in fighting form, we should be fine. A lot of armies moving.
Send me to battle.
He's not going to be able to recruit at all. Let me move him west.
Boys are restless.
Okay. I picked up everything as best I could. It is important to mention that we do still have 14 turns on this wall. So my armies are very strong at the moment. Our WA target was Emmerich, who was taken down. So that has bought us a lot of time. I'm thinking about potentially building walls here as well. However, I just noticed that our income is actually really, really bad. The only way we're going to be making money is if we bring the fight to Cathay, which we're a few turns away from at the moment. Oh, Festus is moving. Great. What does this do? Fast forward? What the fuck? How long has that been here? I think it moves their animations faster. I don't think it's actually getting through the turn order faster. Vale of the Titans has been lost. Wow, that takes up a lot of territory. We do have units nearby. I'm just going to turn right back around and try to take that over. We're going to march there. We'll let these savage orcs just figure out what they want to do and let them do it. Oh, we just found out that the Blue Rose is hanging on somehow. There are more vampires near us. and I have a grudge to settle. So for right now, Arda Fullatif is in position to attack the Veil of the Titans next turn and hopefully push back these guys a little bit. It looks like I might be able to flank into the Glade some, although this is the other faction here that is mostly taking up that border. Okay, Grimgore is marching west. He is going to get into the Slayer Mountains and cause a lot of problems for them. Meanwhile, Dusty and his army is going to continue to recruit. We're just basically giving him numbers. Doesn't really matter what I put in here. I imagine a lot of my time with Dusty is just going to be encircling buildings. So we'll just give him units. That's all he really needs. Argor is moving in the right direction now, and it seems as though we have held on to the Black Fortress, which is great, 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 great news. The Demon Stump, on the other hand, may be a different story, as our main opposition in this area is missing now. Argor is going to march into the Black Fortress and just see what we can see. I'm going to stay in my territory, but just go up to the border. Yeah, looks like they're totally gone. They might be trying an ambush.
I am no slave.
Or I'm not sure what they're trying to do. They might be falling back. There are a few options that they might be trying to do. We haven't attacked these guys yet, so our rep hasn't improved with our Skaven friends here. Although it is going in the right direction. Okay, that's good. Good. Very good. For the rest of our crew down in the south, Gnarla Throat Crunch is just going to start to move east as well. We do have some level ups, although I don't know what I did to get them. Oh, that was from this guy. I'm going to build walls in the Demon Stump. Walls are so expensive, though. I'm not going to build walls here. Grudge, that's dwarf talk! I didn't write it down. I can feel emotions. As long as I don't have a diary about them, we're not a dwarf.
You dare approach me.
Clan Rictus! Don't declare war, don't declare war, don't declare war, don't declare war, please don't declare war, please don't declare war, don't declare war, please don't declare war. Whoa, fuck. Are you sure? Help! Oh, man. Army receives plague. Our army, led by Placeholder, has received a plague. Wait, what? Okay, I don't really know what happened here. That faction we've been chasing around is dead. In 2 turns. They had 2 walking armies and they're dead. The Blue Rose. The vampires of the Blue Rose pushed them back into Cathay buildings.
You gook.
That's weird.
I like it.
I'm going to take the Veil of the Titans back. We're going to occupy. Looting it wouldn't do us any good.
I'll crush them all.
Veil of the Titans was able to just be taken because we didn't have any other settlements actually built up here. Now that because of those raiders, they just kept breaking them. Now that this is building back up, we can get walls, which will make this much easier to defend. Grimgore is going to continue to march directly west. Ooh, okay. This is getting more complicated. All right, Kugath just plagued me, and I don't like that. But what I like less is Grand Cathay being in my desert. So we're going to attack Grand Cathay first. Decisive victory. There's just a few guys in the garrison here. Nothing worth even writing home about. As we take this over, how beat up is this place? It is fine. They left it in good condition. That's good. So let me upgrade this to level 2. That'll give us more garrison defenses as well. That'll take some time to roll over. Dusty is looking at the Slayer King Ungrim and another army, both very close by, potentially gearing up to siege this spot. So We're gonna stop building walls here. Cancel construction. And we're gonna build the walls in Silver Pinnacle instead. Seeing how this is indeed a point that enemies, like, we're controlling traffic from the west. So we need to reinforce this as best as we can. Dusty has 2 more spots in his army. I would love to get him some catapults. Looks like I can get 1 for him. And maybe 1 more next turn. Nala Throat Cruncher is... shit. He's gonna cut northwest, and we're gonna bring the fight to Darkhold. I believe that is a Clan Rictus building. If we can kill them and show them how strong we are, maybe they will ask for peace sooner rather than later. That's my contingency plan right now. Grizguts is going to hold out in this building. In fact, we might delete him. He doesn't have an army now. We're gonna delete Grizguts. That'll give us a little more money every turn. Still not enough to do what I want, though. Still not enough. This is stressful. We're in a stressful spot here. So Kugath is just spreading disease to me. He's not actually attacking yet, which is really good. He does have a lot of territory, and the Blue Rose faction can be really difficult to squash out like those other vampires that we saw earlier. Vampire friends? Probably not. We'll see how it goes, though. We'll see how it goes. Both like to eat your enemies. True. Those stupid gits have gone and plundered stuff from bosses. Well, who's his name up there? We weren't meant to do that. We made a pact and everything. What we gonna do? Take it back. Take it back. That's okay. You guys got caught up in the moment. No one's gonna blame you for that. No one is gonna blame you for that. Okay, this is just a hero for Cathay. They're not doing anything to us just yet. I want to check out this settlement with Nala Throat Cruncher before we get too invested into this territory. Does look like it's slightly out of my travel path here. We'll be able to get there next turn. Argor, meanwhile, is going to rip east and head for the Valley of Horns immediately. Remember, he does have a pretty decent wad at his back, so it doesn't look like he has a ton of units, but remember, these guys are sitting here just waiting as well. And we can't recruit. Can't recruit. Maybe no, we're good. We're pushing forward. Grimgore is going to continue to move west until he's right up against this mountain range. Meanwhile, Dusty is about to be sieged. And this wall isn't going to last too long. If they do siege, I might be able to attack these guys outside the city, though. Or potentially take territory from behind them. So that's not quite as bad as it looks, although it does look bad. I'll admit that right now. We have a Cathay member moving north through my mountain territory. We're going to try to chase them down and put an end to that. Meanwhile, the Valley of the Titans does need to be upgraded to level 2 before I can build a wall there. So let's get that moving. All in all, I think we've kind of stabilized here. I think we're actually kind of chilling. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. Clan Rictus will be a pain in the ass, but we have armies in place for the Grand Cathay. So far, Festus isn't attacking us, although he is trespassing. We could tell him to go. His army's not that scary. A lot of it is just these Nurglings. They're tier 1. He does have some scary stuff. I'm gonna build a wall there, but I'm broke. With our talent tree, I've kind of hit the point where I got most of the things I want to get. So we're just kind of filling it out right now. Ultimately, we're trying to build towards the biggest wah, but in order to do that, you need to clear all of these other ones as well. I progressed to the top of the bottom of the tree, no problem. Our very first thing we went for was Healy mushrooms for the casualty replenishment. Now I'm just going to start to fill out the rest of this and kind of work my way down the middle of the path. Nothing too crazy that I'm going after, at least that I'm aware of. There's no talent or passive in that area that I'm trying to single out. I'm just trying to get it done. If we look west, we do see that Thorgrim has expanded to another settlement, our blue dwarf here. I believe all of this purple in the mountain is Crooked Moon, which is another greenskin faction. So it's really, really good that they are there drawing this guy's attention. We could conceivably, depending on how this goes, we could conceivably push from the top of the mountain range down to these guys in the next 30 turns or so. Maybe. It's on the table. Ungrim did not attack as we rolled over. Very interesting. Oh, he has encircled.
You what?
And his friend is raiding. Let's see where Underway takes us with Grimgore. I have a spec here. We could use that to reinforce Dusty.
Let's do this.
I think we're just out of range, though. And that wall never got completed. So next turn... Yeah, I think we're out of range for this. Although it says Pyrrhic victory as Dusty pushes out with his reinforcements. Let's see for ourselves. If this goes bad, Grimgore's a day's walk away. He's our insurance policy. I am so sick of fighting in this settlement. Can we get another fucking settlement, please? The Green Tide is set up on a mountain range to the south, and as you can see, our numbers here are kind of staggering. I believe this is the garrison defenses with Dusty, who are about to push in on the Slayer King on the other side. And of course, the Slayer King has a pretty good army with him as well. Front line's not looking too bad. Couple Slayers in the front, as well as some... Are these just tier 2 units? Yeah, Longbeards running up behind them. We do have some scary units in here with the Iron Drakes, who are going to be able to deal a lot of damage, but not from that position, not from where they are now. And it's also important to mention they do have some tier 2 black powder weapons at their back, as well as a bolt thrower in the very back as well. So pretty even fight. We are going to have reinforcements in 2 minutes joining us in, but it's going to be a while before they are here. Let's get things underway. Now, we want to have the main bulk of our army pretty much together all the time, so I'll go ahead and make these guys group 1. Make these guys group 1 and lock their formation. So we are just going to have group 1 progress forward now, as group 2 looks for a flanking opportunity on the side. And we're going to keep our army really simple like this. One thing we could think about as well is just waiting for reinforcements here, because we are no longer out of bolt thrower range, so we are going to have to advance. I also have some night goblins hanging out in these trees that will be able to attack and do something. Let's send in the flanking team even further. We're going to send in these guys with the flanking team. All right, and as our main army clashes, we'll also hit on the side with this. Here we go. Ideally, I get to those catapults pretty quickly, but miners are tier 1 units. They're pretty weak. We should see some pretty fast damage here happening on the flanks. Meanwhile, we are charging in directly to the front. I'm going to send my leader towards their leader. See how he reacts to that. We are seeing a lot of damage coming out here, actually. Let's get our leader onto these Thunderers, take down a bit of their range damage, at least at the start of the fight. We are seeing the Iron Drakes do a lot of damage as well. I'm going to split off our Trolls and anything else I really can over here on this side to flank around and hit them really hard. I'm not super happy with a lot of our positioning over here on the right, so we are going to have to clean this up pretty quickly. Let's just form a line and attack into those Iron Drakes. Meanwhile, over on the western side, our spearmen are starting to hit the infantry really hard here. Archers are lined up A-OK. The enemy leader is back pretty far, hitting our leader at the moment. We are going to need to get him out of there. We're going to run him east as we have more reinforcements coming in from that direction. And we're going to have several of our reinforcements just kind of move up to form a line to stop this guy from advancing any further. We do have some archers in the area that can take the fight to some of these slayers, but it looks like we already have some good shots on them for the time being as well. Our WA is ready, and we send it. We should start to see these corners especially begin to crumble as that WA does take a full effect. Our flanking team not doing as well as I was hoping, as they have hit a pretty big wall here. Let's take the chariots out of this. If I can. Chariots back. Trolls back. Looks like they're a little tied up. Our leader also tied up as well. We're going to bring him back. The reinforcements are here, and it's one guy. I can see why they weren't too crazy about that. All right, our archers are not as formed up as I would like here, so let's start to address that. Get more damage on their backline here as well. I believe we are slightly ahead at the moment, but that's only for the moment. That will start to change. Let's bring up these goblin spider riders that we have over here on the eastern side and just get them in range of the enemy general. Try to deal some damage to him while we can. Let's continue to kite back with Dusty, get him back to safety if possible. We are cutting into this front line pretty hard at the moment. I'm pretty happy with this damage. Let's finish off what remainder they do have here with these miners in the front, and we'll get a flanking hit here as another WA is ready again. We will continue to just collapse these corners. Hopefully the trolls and everyone else in this should do fine. I do want to get these catapults out of being tied up if possible. Well, this is looking fantastic on this hill. Let's form up again and continue to siege. As our goblin pokey sticks take down these miners, I'm just going to have them move from one target to the next and continue the assault down this line. Some of the tier 2 black powder units are moving up and fighting us, but we should be able to form up relatively okay. And it looks like we are starting to break some of the line of the dwarves. That is incredibly difficult to do, but we are doing it, running away. Now on the eastern side, these miners are not liking this fight that they are in. Let's just send everyone towards units here. Do the same thing. Get them on the back line. And Dusty did manage to flank the remaining melee line of these guys here, forcing them back. The entire right side for the dwarves is collapsing. Let's rally everyone towards the enemy leader except for these orc boys, which I am going to try to cut off these gunpowder units with. They do have some crossbow units still holding their ground, but we're collapsing in on them as we speak. This is completely over for them. Oh my goodness. Unless they really start to rally units back, this is looking like a done deal. And I am very happy to see that. Some things I'm surprised with is that eastern flank did not do as well as I thought it was going to. They kind of had bodies underneath their wheels and couldn't advance any further. I'm liking this spot on the hill with the archers, but I'm worried they're a little too clumped up, so we're just going to do some minor adjustments. And as we are closing in on the final of the dwarves, that's going to be a select all. And let's get in there to see the carnage. Can anyone spot? Oh, there he is! Holy shit! Dusty's here. Dusty could die. Dusty could die. The trolls have arrived! There he is! Oh, God! Is Dusty dead? I think Dusty just died! Holy shit! Slayer King does not fuck around! Guys, someone's gonna have to get in there and actually deal some damage. I just saw a troll throw up on him! Ungrim, just die. Please die, Ungrim. I have a formation here to kill you. Ungrim, this is everyone I have attacking. Ungrim, you should not be alive this long. This is bullshit. Oh, come on, Ungrim. Come on. Come on, 200 HP. 200 HP, my dude. 86? Yes? Yes? Holy moly. That guy. Bro, you could build a building on him. He is solid as a rock. All right, we have a Pyrrhic victory on our hands. Ungrim was definitely the main fighting force that this army had, although it looks like he's been running around with this army for quite some time. A lot of high-rank miners in his army. Well, we're not letting him get away. We're going to eat him. We could have taken a little more money and sold them back to their captives, but no, I think we'll take the food. Dusty, unfortunately, was killed off in that battle, and that means we need another war boss. Luckily for us, we do have some high-level options. I like the idea of Giblet. His name's fun to say. Get us a little shaman? Yeah, Giblet's now in charge of Dusty's army. Grimgore is right behind them. The march to the west will continue next turn, I think. Artifulatif is still trying to chase down one of those pesky soldiers from the Grand Cathay. As long as we chase him around, we should be fine. He's not going to have time to recruit or anything. Giblet has leveled up after that battle, which is fantastic. Oh my god, how much did Giblet level up? Giblet, you're a madman! Yeah, we'll do reinforcement time. Because Giblet, that actually makes sense for this army because we're leading the charge in front of Grimgore. Okay, we do have some money left over. It doesn't look like this city is going to be instantly attacked. So let me put more money into... This is what messed me up last time. I'm clicking up here, but then I see the Black Fortress way down here. We want to make the Black Fortress better. We want this to be a recruiting hub for us down here. So we're going to invest the remaining... in our bank account towards the Black Fortress, and it'll be upgraded soon. Where did Nurgle go? Oh, he's moving back to the east. This is actually going... Okay. Something's odd. I think there was a rebellion in this settlement. This was taken over by the Blue Rose vampires. We were chasing those wandering orcs down here, and they killed them all in one turn. Well, then the Maw-Gate was taken over. I have really good news. This place is no longer owned by Grand Cathay, and this is one of the buildings we needed to take for a victory condition. If we take down the blue vampire, that would make the Grand Cathay like us again. Will it be enough to make them stop this war? Honestly, if they lose all of this territory, maybe. I'd want to fight Nurgle before I fight more vampires, though.
Turbo war boss.
All right, we were checking in on this. Clan Rictus has this settlement. We knew it was here. We're going to auto-resolve that. That's an easy victory. I'm going to take the fight to Clan Rictus as often as I can because I hate him. So loot and occupy. They were my friends, and then they weren't. So fuck those guys. Okay, so I was technically going to try to be Clan Rictus's friend, and may have just remembered that during that loading screen. However, they did need to be put in their place a little bit. You can't just declare war on me and then that's it. Clan Rictus is allies with Clan Moors. If I pay Clan Moors, though...
No deal. I'm right.
They're not that good of friends. They're not super close. That'll at least buy us some time where they're not mad at us. If we can continue to attack the western province of Cathay, that will continue to look good for us. Saber Mountains is looking really good on its recruitment, honestly. I'm very pleased with that. The Black Fortress is recruiting quite well. And it looks like the majority of this guy's army is moved off. Nurgle is attacking these guys as well. Let's help Nurgle. What? Get me in there, Nurgle. How do I do that? He's already encircling. I could attack Nurgle.
I am a dragon, not a slave.
I don't think I can help. If he attacks and I'm close enough, will I get auto pulled in? Because that's fine if that's the case. We could also theoretically see about recruiting here if we want to jump into encampment stance. We can do a little something. We can get some global recruitment going this way. We can get some black orcs over here. That'll take a lot of turns. Let's not do black orcs. We'll just do orc biggins to move towards us. Okay, Grimgore. Well, those guys backed up pretty quick, didn't they? Those guys backed up real quick when they saw Grimgore. He is going to walk towards the enemy dwarves. Giblet is going to leave this building and try to initiate some conflict here. Grimgore is in range, so if these guys can't run away, we're going to have a battle here, but it looks like they are beginning to retreat. Silver Pinnacle has walls going up, so this is actually a very safe place for us to fall back to. And we do get in range. Hold on. Hold on. I don't want you to retreat. I just want to move Grimgore up more if possible. Okay, Grimgore is going to march forward towards the dwarf. And we're going to attack again. We see the line and he can no longer move, but neither can I. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate, but that's a problem for another day. We're looking pretty good here. Where did that unit go? Did Koleg usher him away? Thank you, Koleg. That was actually the nicest thing I think Koleg's ever done for us. Do we want to upgrade this territory? We probably do. It's more passive income. We need to do it. But really, we're looking at Vale of the Titans because we want to build a wall there next turn. With the rest of our movement that we have on Ardafulatif, I suppose we are going to put him in march stance and have him moving south towards this other settlement that we're about to take over. Then we get ambushed. Oh! Was the ambush not successful? Or is this what it's going to look like? I kind of thought this would be like a him attacking me on the sides kind of thing. Well, it seems as though the Grand Cathay has tried to ambush us. We luckily spotted it in time, so this isn't us getting completely ambushed, but somewhere up ahead is going to be the Grand Cathay army in this ogre territory. Let's go ahead and start the battle. We're formed up pretty well. I'm just going to lock everybody in position and move them forward, I think. Never mind, we don't need to do that. They're coming towards us. Catapults in position. Take it to the melee units. Actually, take one to the ranged units as well. Catapults are moving to fire now. Let's see if we can get our eyes on the ground. Gotta go higher. Not much higher. That wasn't bad. Fire the... Oh! Oh, that was so close. That guy literally had to run away. That was my best shot I've ever done. All right, let's ride that high for a little bit and see how this battle is playing out. Looks like they are approaching through the trees, which is going to hinder their archers a little bit on this southern tip. However, we just saw some Vanguard deployed units. Never mind, they're coming in from the skies. As we see, what is this thing? I don't know what this unit is. These guys are flying on flying machines. They're jousting. We're just going to get some archers on them, I think, and we should be chilling, I hope. Let's send in leadership towards them as well, although it looks like we're not trading favorably with too much of this stuff at the moment. Let's get catapults focused in on to some of their ranged units as Cathay is approaching. This is a dead even game as far as the power struggle bar at the top is concerned. Let's see if they are right. We're going to start to advance with some of our units pushing forward into the trees here as well to bring it to the range. Meanwhile, we are going to see our leader for this army, Ardafulatif, start to charge towards the enemy leadership without a care in the world. And as soon as this trouble is dealt with on the right, we're going to do the same with our other units. Archers in the back are going to move up. And let's get these guys hitting targets they can actually hit, like these melee units. off to the right. Does look like we are taking a little bit of a beating from some of the archers coming from this tree line, actually. I didn't think too many of their attacks would be connecting. I'm going to pull my leader off and have him help in here just to thin these guys out a little bit as well. Okay, melee boys move in. This is looking fine. Archers help support this as well. The flying units that were on the right side previously have mostly been dealt with. We just have a few moments of life still with them before they get taken down. Some of our units are routing, which is a little scary, but we should be holding pretty well in here, I hope. We're going to bring our archers up a little bit on this western side, just get them in better spots for their shots. All right, here we go. They're breaking. Now we're going to move our melee units and a round of archers up towards the back line, the archers of our enemy here, if possible. And let's bring in our boys on the right as well. We need to have our melee units on the ground. Over on the left, the trees are still holding. I'm not focusing our archers into that conflict too much just because of the trees being there. A lot of our arrows would be eaten up. Catapults are going to readjust onto the archers in front of the enemy general rather than these guys on the right. I don't want to self-inflict any casualties if we can avoid it. Does look like this push is going really well so far, though. Archers are going to once again take aim at these flying units that are just kind of hovering over the battle. It looks like there's only one more of these guys here. Can they hit him out of the air? We're about to find out together. Although it would help if they were focusing the right target. That would definitely help. I don't think catapults have made too much of an impact on this guy over here, and just having archers is surprisingly difficult to take down. We're going to go ahead and use our WA here just to help get through that tree line a little bit easier. These guys are still quite grouped up here in the middle as well, and that WA should help us push through their defenses, no problem. Meanwhile, we have a great flank onto the enemy leadership, as well as their archers who are trying to hold this line. Ammunition is low, and the orc boys are getting in and cutting them down to size. This is looking fine. Looks like we do have some archers that rallied and are facing the wrong direction now. We'll get them back in there. Some orc boys who are trying to do the same. Your warriors are rallying. Fantastic. You know, considering how good of a surround we have on a lot of these units, they are being very difficult to break. I know that Cathay has this yin-yang bonus where if they have melee and range units together, they fight stronger and they have better leadership. But these guys didn't have, I guess they did have their commander leadership there. We shouldn't sell that short. All right, archers are starting to take aim onto the enemy leadership. A lot of their units are breaking and running away now. And we're going to start to fill these guys full of sticks very shortly. It does look like Artifullatif is having a bit more trouble here than I thought. His health actually getting surprisingly low. But no. Why'd they break? Must have just been a leadership thing. We didn't even kill the leader. He's still sitting here feeling fine. I'm going to fast forward this and have them just chase this guy down. If we can kill him off, that's better for me. And yes, indeed, it does look like the enemy leader will fall to the green tide. We did good. The ambush has failed, and so did their attempt at weakening us. We are going to eat the captives and regain our health because Artifullatif is nowhere near being done with conflict yet. However, we do still see that guy pretty close. I wish I could attack him. I think he's pinned here. Could we run garrison defenses out to kill this guy? Is that doable? No, he's not in range. All right, well, that's going to do it for our episode today. We actually made a lot of progress in securing the southern provinces here. We're going to bring the fight to Clan Rictus a little bit longer, I think. But let's not forget, Grimgore and friends are pushing into the Slayer King's mountains, and he is pulling in a lot of reinforcements to try and stop us. We'll see how this plays out next time. See you guys again on Friday. Take care. Bye.